Hello my fellow Capcom fans, and welcome to Shoryuken, the channel where we discuss, you guess it, all things Capcom. So if you're a fan of this content, think about subscribing and stick around. Let's get into the video. Next up on this edition of Player Select, we're sticking with Cyberbots, and we're going to a character that really stood out for me when lined up compared to the others. This time we are picking Arieta. Let's get into it. Full name Arieta, as not much is known about this character. Birth date November 4th, 2082. Birthplace Colony Association Satellite 1. Height about 5'3", weight 99 pounds, and blood type is AB. You all know how that blood type is very important to Japanese culture. She doesn't really have any likes, but it's not a mean-spirited person. In fact, she's quite the opposite. She's extremely emotional and loving, and a lot of times is on the verge of tears. Dislikes? She isn't very good dealing with strangers. She doesn't really have a fighting style, but that's to be expected when you look at her story. Arieta is a naturally kind-hearted person who seems to win over anyone she meets except for Shade and Devilot, who seem to like causing her despair. The Earth Core kidnapped children and used them for experiments. Arieta escaped after seeing her friends die in their labs. Without any friends to turn to for help, she runs without knowing where to go. Along her path, Arieta runs into the other characters of Cyberbots and is usually trying to flee and doesn't want to fight. Some of the characters she runs into want to actually help her though, as for some just feel sorry for her and are caught up in how nice and honest she is, while others actually fled from the labs just as she did. While hiding out with Gwen with the help of Jin, Arieta begins to lose herself and attack. It's here where you find out that Arieta possesses some psychic abilities due to the experiments that were performed on her. She later finds out that she actually is a weapon and uses the same energy that God uses to harness a beam cannon. To save humanity, Arieta later attempts to sacrifice herself and absorb the energy from the cannon. She successfully stops the cannon and thus saves the day. Now that pretty much sums up Arieta's story, and the reason I chose to discuss her is that I feel, well, sorry for her. When you play through the game with her, you can't help but sympathize with her feelings. Being subjected to constant experiments for no reason, and seeing friends get killed in a lab would take its emotional toll on anyone. I mean, every fight she has, she's always on the verge of tears and is constantly pleading for help. You can't help but feel sorry for the poor girl. Something I really loved about Arieta though is her design. I love the long flowing green hair with the green eyes. The contrast between her and the other pilots is really great. Everyone else has the typical build and look of a soldier, while she looks extremely frail and even childlike at times, which I'm pretty sure she is a child, but I don't know if they ever fully confirmed, but I'm gonna say she probably is, seeing as how they always mention that the kids are being experimented on. So at the end of the day, she's just a kind-hearted person, and honestly, who wouldn't root for her? Now, pretty quick, sums up her whole story and bio. There isn't much on her, but again, I thought it'd be cool to talk about her because she is an interesting character from this game and really stood out, and is probably my second favorite character after the main character Jin Saotome. I wish Capcom would really explore these characters and really this game, I mean make a sequel for goodness sakes, and bring them back into the fold, you know? It's nice talking about Street Fighter and the other franchises, but Cyberbots was really cool and had some nice interesting ideas. So this was a quick video guys, especially if you saw my last video of a playthrough I did of Arieta. You probably already had an idea of her story, but I just wanted to talk a little bit more, flesh it out, and if maybe you didn't want to sit through the long playthrough, you can catch up on this quick little story while I talk about her. Thanks for listening guys, and please, as always, take care.